just start with you, Richie, in terms of what's been like in the last 24 hours. The manager gone, and what's the reaction been like amongst the group? You know.
Look, it's been very low, to be honest, Trev. You know, like Colin's a legend of the club, and you know what he's done in the last couple of years as a manager here has been outstanding. So to lose the man, first of all, not just the coach and the manager, is a big miss around the place, you know. And obviously a lot of the younger players here would have come through with the academy and stuff like that. So it's tough, it's tough. But look, this morning training was good. Obviously Liam's come in, and you know he's brought that enthusiasm and stuff, you know, as well. So it's been a good day training wise, yeah.
Was it kind of a big surprise that Colin decided to walk away from it? Or?
Yeah, because you know the work that he's done here the last couple of years, obviously, you know, has been great. You know, for, probably getting a squad together. The first year he was in, you know, and seeing the improvements that he made. Then to have one proper off season, which we had as a staff, and we got the players that we needed to get in. We went down won a league, you know. Obviously this year was a bit different again. We were just waiting for the takeover and all that kind of stuff to happen. So it was a bit slower getting a squad together and that, you know. And ultimately that was obviously been the main issue of your bodies wise and stuff like that, you know. But look, you know, all I can say is, you know, like Colin's always going to be a legend of this football club, you know, and he's going to be sorely missed around the place.
I know. So I know you're probably the wrong man to ask, like, but is that the end of Colin, like, in any role at the club, or like will he have another role, or is that the end of? Personally,
I hope it's not. I hope that he's back at some stage, you know, because he's got a lot to give. You know, the knowledge the man has is second to none. So yeah, it's hopefully, you know, you never say never in football, Trev, you know.
I know. Obviously, it's a bit gloomy around at the moment. Obviously, just considering where the team are in the table, 1 win in 10 and just 2 wins all season. You know, is the case kind of like, you know, you're looking at the third bottom, and they're 5 points ahead of you. Is it looking at them and hopefully that won't get any bigger before you get a chance to improve the squad, you know?
I suppose that's what we have to look at the moment, Trev, you know. At the shorter term, you have to look at just who's above you, and then hopefully if results pick up that, you can look more and more beyond that, you know. But at the moment, yes, that's probably what we're looking at, you know.
How you fix it Friday? Obviously, Ali won't be there with the sending out.
Yeah, Ali's suspended. Aaron Bulger's out as well. He picked up his 5th yellow on Monday, so he's out as well. So yeah, 2 important players missing. But look, gives other players an opportunity to come in and show what they can do, you know.
Yeah. What kind of games do you expect? Obviously, Pats are kind of hit and miss as well. 7th in the table, they beat you well up there. Like.
No, Pats when they're on they're a very good side, you know. They've got some top quality in their squad, some individual quality that can hurt any team in the league, you know. So we need to be at it on Friday. We need everyone to be at it from the start, and obviously with a good crowd behind us, hopefully that we can put on a good performance and get our 3 points, you know.
Yeah. Who'll pick the team, Rich? Do you know at this stage who will be picking the team for Friday?
We all kind of collaborated together, Liam and me. There was a bit between the coach and staff, you know. Liam Carney's obviously coming there as well, you know. So we've had a discussion with the team as a collective, really, like, you know, and we're just hoping that the lads can go and perform and we can get the 3 points.
Yeah. Is there kind of, like, the crowds have been great at home this season, Richard, you know? Like, is there a message for the fans, like, for Friday?
I think the message has always been the same. I think Collins said it in the weeks gone by there, is that we all need to stick together. You know, we do as a club, fan base, everyone, we need to stick together. Obviously the last couple of days have been disappointing, losing Colin and that, you know, but look, we need to put on a performance for him as well, because as I said, the work that he's done in the club has been magnificent over the last couple of years, you know. Yeah.
Good luck on Friday. I just talked to Liam there. Liam, good to see you, first of all.
Thanks, Sarah, and you too.
Ironically, the way things go in football, it would be Pats, wouldn't it? Friday night, when you come in.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Good challenge.
Yeah, you know, what do you expect, you know, to bring to the table? Obviously, Dermot's brought you in for a reason. What's your kind of role, like, what do you see yourself bringing to the club?
Yeah, I spoke to Dermot about the sporting director role, which is sort of helping all the football side of the picture. I have got quite a bit of experience in that role. You know, so I would like to think that I will add something to the whole picture here. Now, obviously, from a league position point of view, we need to try and address that immediately as best we can and try and improve it. And you mentioned the fans there and supporters, and that it's so important that they stick with the group and stick with this is what we have, you know, kind of way.
Yeah.
Looking at the group and training over today, and speaking with the boys, like there's a lot of talent in the group. So there's areas that I think we can improve in, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us up the table. And that's what our objective is now at the minute.
Obviously, you weren't expecting, like the day you were announced as football director, the day that Colin stepped down, you weren't expecting it, obviously.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I rang Colin myself, and I had a chat with Colin, and I would have loved to have him back here. Bearing in mind he got First Division Manager of the Year last year, and I presented a trophy to him. And he's a talented manager. He's put a great squad of players together. He's won the league here. It won't be the first or last time he'll go through a batch of losing matches and going through a little bit of a sticky wicket. I've had that myself through my career. But you just have to get through it and whatever. And it's just unfortunate we don't have him. I would have liked him to be here because it just make life a lot easier. But look, it's a challenge now for us to try and regroup with the coaches and just try and get a team out on Friday, get them motivated, get a performance, and get the crowd and the fans and get us back to where we belong. It's not at the bottom end of the table.
Yeah, and recruitment obviously is going to be very important because the players come in, it seems, haven't improved the team from last year. It's like a first division team in the Premier League. Yeah. Like, would you go along with that? Like, the quality is hugely now important from here, from July when the window opens.
I have no problem with the quality, looking at them in training. There's a lot of quality players here, and there's a lot of fellas
just on the pitch.
Players that surprise them, but the one thing they're lacking is experience. But they're lacking experience for a reason, because some of them are young, you know, only wet day in it. Some they've only played in the first division. Some of them, you know, so there's plenty of potential for us to work with the current group. Okay, we'll look at it when the window comes around, etc., etc. We might have some injuries or whatever the case may be. There might be a little bit of juggling or whatever. But at this minute in time, looking at what we have, I'd be excited about working with them, because I do see improvement in them. I do see that there's potential to get them better, you know. And
the recruitment, so like obviously there'll be about 14, 15 games left, I suppose, by the time the window opens, and July, it's important to be near third bottom at least, and that, as I said to Richie earlier, that's very important.
I'm not going to get caught up in the position where we are in the league at this minute in time. Like, we've got a group of footballers here that want to play. I've seen them in the last few matches. I can tell you they were trying. If you look at the last weekend against Bowes, nothing in the game. First 5 or 10 minutes, they've a couple of great chances. The Bowes goalkeeper pulled us off a worldie from a save point of view, and lo and behold, the game comes to a scenario where you get a guy sent off for a stupid red card, you know, and that ultimately causes the match there, you know, kind of way. So you know, and then when you're down to 10 men, you're playing the league leaders, it's difficult, you know, kind of way. My confidence is around results. Look, they've all regrouped, they're all back in again here, and I can guarantee they'll be working hard tomorrow.
In terms of recruitment, Liam, like, would you have identified any area where City need more strengthening at the moment? Like, obviously striker goals not there. Yeah,
I'm only a wet day in the place, so what I would say would be that I'll be speaking with all the coaches and staff that are looking after the team, and we'll look at the next month or two on the window opens, and with a view to assessing where we are with the whole team, because we do want to. Our owner wants us to progress. I want us to progress. All the staff want us to progress. I'm looking at all the players. They want to do better. So listen, we're going to drive this thing forward.
Yeah, and would you yourself, Liam, be involved in the process and looking for a replacement for Colin? Or will you be helping on that?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll be certainly involved in all that. As I say, it is unfortunate. I spoke with Colin. I would have loved to have worked with him and just give him that support, just to potentially get through this mini crisis, you know, that kind of way. So it wasn't to be. So we just have to move on, you know, that kind of way. Should Colin ever come back, I'm sure he'd be welcome any time back in Cork. As was alluded to there, that he is a legend again. Going back to 1,000 years ago when I played, you know, he's had a great career. Great fella, lovely, well-mannered guy. Passionate, and you know, as I say, he's gone through a little bit of a sticky wicket over a period, and he'll come through all that. And you know, the best of him is yet to come, please God.
Yeah. Any names in mind, like at this stage, for replacement?
No, again,
like someone in the league, for example, or experience in our league?
Well, I'd say, Trevor, I'll be honest. To be honest, I'm still hoping. I was talking with the guys yesterday. So they said, well, he might or may not come back. And then it was late yesterday. It was at some stage yesterday. It came out that he was resigned, or he had resigned, and that it was done. So it's only since then have we been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be honest, most of my thinking was on the current squad, the current group, the current staff, where they're all at, where we're at, and how to pick this thing up, and let's give Pats a game tomorrow.
And is it 100% you've no interest yourself in being manager?
I won't be Dermot has engaged me to do the director of football stroke sporting director, which covers the staff, help the staff. I want to just I'm here to help people. I'm here to get things better. I'm here to, no matter what it is, I will help to everybody from that end. That is my job. That's what I've come down here for. That's what I'll do. That's what I've been offered. That's what I've took, and that's what I'm doing. So we will appoint a new manager and a new coach at some stage, and see what happens from there.
You're obviously excited about the challenge, Liam, yourself. You've had a lot of
battles
with City down the years yourself.
Yeah, well, I think what's great about it is that you have a bunch of staff here, a bunch of staff to work in the office. You have a bunch of players here, and everybody wants to win. So we need to find a way of winning, and we need to get the group nice and tight and out of play. We need to be out of the possession nice and tight and compact, and we don't give too much away. And we need to be creative with our thinking, how we're playing. And I'd like to think I'll add a little bit to that with the boys where we're talking, because we can swap. We're all pro licensed coaches and all that sort of stuff, and we can all have a chat about how we improve things and whatever. And as I say, bear in mind I'm well trained up. It'll be interesting to see how the thing goes now over the next few months.
Yeah, and you know what to expect. Obviously, Friday, like Pats haven't made a terrific start. They've lost a similar situation at Cork City, no manager.
Yeah, look, it's a funny old league. Pats were second from bottom there at one stage, and then they get 3 results, and they were second from top. And now they picked up another few results. They're back 4 from bottom. So it's a yo-yo league. There's the potential over 2 or 3 or 4 games to push us out the table. We just need to look at Pats tomorrow and start. We've had a good chat with all the boys. The lads have done a great presentation in relation to what our expectations are, and how we set plays and all that sort of stuff. So look, please got the guys take it on board and come out with the same enthusiasm, and please go with a little bit of tweaking here and there. We'll give a good performance tomorrow.
Just the last one for me, Liam. What's the most important thing about Friday when you look at the team conceding a lot of goals, that conceded more goals than anyone in the league, even UCD? Like, that's obviously a big problem. I know without Ali Gilchrist there on Friday night, it's obviously a big problem. What's the most important thing in that sense going into the game?
Look, the most important thing for me at this minute in time is we win. All right. Now, to win, we need, as you're alluding to there, we need to be compact, and we need not to be throwing up silly chances. Like with due respect to last week's game of Bowls, up onto the sending off, they've gotten and scored from the free kick there. There's not a lot in the game. Actually, Mars and Cork might have been better with the better chance they had, that kind of way. So we just need to stay calm, think it through. It's not just going to happen by chance. We need to make sure we discuss this, talk about it, how we're playing, what we're trying to do. Players taking accountability for what they're going to add to the team and how they're going to help strengthen the team and get opportunities to score at one end. I think with the other end, we've got to be nice and compact, that we don't throw up the same amount of chance that we have thrown up. And we will tighten things up, and we will be better at the other end as well. It'll just take a little bit of time for us, but looking at the lads in the group this morning, it's not from a lack of effort or a lack of expertise or a lack of whatever. So we just need a bit of confidence in the group, and I have no doubt you'll see this group next year in the Premier Division, and they'll be a lot stronger for the experience of this season.
So it's good to see you, Liam, and best of luck in your role.
And you too, appreciate it. Thank you.
And just the very last one, sorry, I meant to ask you a while ago. I mean, listening to a lot of stuff going on social media, the whole lot, the overriding kind of comment is that Colin deserved to be there in July and see what he could do with the new players coming in. I think that's an obvious one anyway, isn't it? Like, that's what people are talking about now.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Trev, it was a strange off season for us because we couldn't make many moves until obviously the takeover was done and that, so obviously we would like to strengthen the squad a little bit more and obviously give the lads a hand that are already here and stuff like that, but it wasn't to be. And look, we were hoping to get to that window obviously and build and so on, but that's the way it didn't pan out.
Yeah, good luck on Friday, Rich.
Cheers.
I would say it wasn't the club's decision here or anything to do with Colin. It was his own decision in relation to where that's all at, that kind of way. And it is unfortunate. They loved him to be here, until July. And through the conversation I had with him, obviously there's an opportunity, a window of opportunity there to maybe potentially bring in a player or two. It wasn't to be.
Thanks, Liam.
It's unfortunate.
How did yesterday play out? Like, by the time you got offered the job and was made public to Colin Healy, how did it actually play out? Because there must have been taken as a shock, because you were probably told you're coming to a club to work with Colin Healy.
Correct.
And like, I suppose, how did that play out? Like, did it take you by surprise? Like, I know it obviously took you by surprise, but when did you find out?
Yesterday was the main discussions we had. I knew Colin was thinking, or there was an issue with him, but I, to be honest with you, I spoke with his agent, and I spoke with Colin, with both of them, about how important it was for him to stay, you know, the kind of way. But it was, again, I had to stress, and we need to appreciate this from Colin's point of view, it was his decision. You know, because I would have loved him to stay here. I'm sure everybody in the club would have liked him to stay here. Our owner wanted him to stay here. So it was just unfortunate. I know the timing of me coming in, but I'm coming in specifically for the role I've expressed there earlier on, you know, the kind of way. So from Colin's point of view, I've been there. It's a difficult job when you're losing games. Trust me, and confidence and all that. And it can be, you know, and sometimes a crowd giving you a stick and all that. There's a lot to take on board, and when you go home, it's a lonely job. Let me tell you, when it's not going so well. When it's going well, it's the best job in the world.
Will there be any similarities in your current job with the role you have at Sporting Fingal with over 10 years ago?
In Sporting Fingal, I was assisted by a guy called John O'Brien from the Fingal County Council. So between the pair of us, we set the whole club up, and we had to do all the organisation, getting the ground and all that sort of stuff, get the organisation end of it done. Then I would have just looked after all the football side of it.
Yeah. I
would have looked after it all. So, you know, I'd like to think with a bit of success, but you know, it was a great project to be involved in. And I have to say, John O'Brien was exceptional in relation to what he done to the whole project, and it was great. Winning the cup from the first division, maybe could happen in Cork this year. It was fantastic when we had it, but again, the role was it was sort of dual purpose I had in it, you know, kind of way.
Would there be any overlap in your director of sport role? Was it a Fingal and this would be the same role really, or?
No, as I say, you know, I was doing the manager stroke coach with Sporting Fingal as well, because once we got the whole project organised, because we had to start that from scratch, we had to come up with a name, you know, kind of, we had to start that from nothing. So I was heavily involved with that until we got that, and then once we got the football side going up, and I just mainly focused on the football side of it, and John would have looked after all the business side of it and all the expertise that goes with that.
Thanks, Liam.
You're welcome.
Right, we go to Zoom. Rory, do you want to come in there?
You've obviously held training today. Is there a feeling amongst the squad that perhaps they've left Colin down and they're eager to kind of put that right and kind of get the performance levels up starting tomorrow?
Yeah, look, it's obviously, if you look at the games, Rory, obviously there's been one or two performances where you can say, yeah, we were poor and so on, but there's been a lot of games that we've been in, and it might have been individual errors or what have you that have cost us in games, you know, and I don't think we're too far away in terms of competing, you know, consistently with the teams in the Premier Division. It's just obviously, as Liam alluded to there earlier, just that little bit more experience, you know, and I think that a lot of the lads here are learning on the job, you know.
Liam, I'm Rory from LFM. Nice to meet you, sir.
Rory, and you too.
I know you just told Trevor there that, like, long term the job isn't for you, but if the search for Colin's successor goes on a bit, would you take over on an interim basis, or is the situation that's in place now, would that carry on?
Now, the immediate plan is myself and the guys will look after for this weekend, and then we'll process it out. I'm sure the club will announce that we're looking for a new manager at some stage in the coming days, and we'll see where that goes. So as quickly as we get one in, that's it.
Excellent, thanks very much.
No problem.
Anyone else want to come in there, John or Paul? Or anybody else there?
Yeah, I'll come in for mine.
Yeah, perfect.
Liam, hi.
Philip, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Liam, you've done a lot of football. Are you finished management?
You broke up
finished
there.
with management?
Sorry, Philip, you broke up there.
I think he said you finished with management.
Finish with management.
Yeah.
Listen, you never say never on anything, you know, the kind of way, but at this minute in time, the project that I'm involved in needs a director of football stroke the job that I'm in, you know, the kind of way. So that's my plan, is to make the best of that, get it done, and you know, and help all the coaches, help the staff, everybody in relation to the whole picture there, you know. And I do think I've a bit of offer there, so hopefully that will come to fruition.
Okay. And one other thing, from the outside, and we're only on the outside, it does look a little bit strange. You've come in as a sporting director or director of football, and the manager has resigned in and around the same time. Can you see that from the outside? That from our point of view, it does look a little bit more than coincidence.
Listen, of course. All I can say is that I've been appointed by the owner, Dermot Usher, as a sporting director. That's what my remit is. That's what my job is. That's what I'm coming down to Cork for. Colin Healy was the manager. He's got staff, very competent staff. Club is ran properly. Dermot wants to take it forward. Thinks that I can help out in the overall context of helping the football side of it, which I think I can do, bearing in mind my history and whatever. It's just unfortunate that from where we're at, that Colin has left. I'll be honest. I would have liked him to stay. I spoke to him myself. I asked him to stay. I said, look, I want to be there. I want to be able to support you. I'm coming down to support the manager stroke coach. I couldn't, so but it was ultimately, it was his decision. Now you need to speak with Colin if he sees anything different, but that was the conversation. And that's all. That's exactly what it is. I'm just here to help these guys, and I want to try and help them as best I can. Okay, for tomorrow, I'll sit in the bench with the guys, and we'll work out a few things. We had a training session this morning. We had a good chat with the boys about where we're going, what we want to do. And if it takes more than a week to get them, I'll sit in the bench the following week. But after that, please God, we have this resolved somehow.
And just finally, I think you said this earlier. You will be involved with the owner, Mr. Usher. Will you be involved in the selection process for the new manager?
I will be, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I spoke with Dermot on it, and we'll have a chat about what type of manager we're looking at, what type of coach we're looking at, etc., what type of person. And there's I'm sure there will be plenty of applications from that end.
Would that, just finally on that point, do you expect it to be a closed shop, like people with League of Ireland experience, or a Cork element, or are you open to anybody and anyone who's qualified to apply?
Listen, anybody, I'll be honest with you, anybody can apply. From where I'm at, bear in mind, I'm only in the position myself a couple of days, so we're looking forward to processing that out. Not sure how that'll all work or who or what it'll be, but we want to try and get it done as soon as we possibly can do. Bear in mind, we're a third of the way through the season.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, Philip. Nice catching up.
Someone else want to jump in there, or are we good to go? John is coming.
He's on mute.
John, you're muted there.
You're mute, John.
Just a couple of brief ones. It's a bit of housekeeping. Ali Gilchrist is out. Anyone else unavailable tomorrow?
Aaron Bulger is suspended. 5 yellows. Keane Bargery still out. Jonas Hakkinen is 50-50 at the moment to come back in. I would say that's about it. I think that's about it. Obviously, Toby's still long term. He's still getting treatment at Celtic and that, so we're waiting to see what the situation is on that.